Hey, good morning everyone. How's it going? So what am I working on now? I got that 2015 Chevy Equinox, the one that I put those cam actuator solenoids in. Anyway, if you saw in that video, it kept setting the P2119 code also. The stalling issue was resolved by those cam actuators, the cam solenoid actuators. So what we're going to do is we're going to look into the P2119 code, which is the throttle closed position performance. It's a current DTC and has not passed. I cleared it. It comes back when you start driving it. This code, basically what it's saying is the throttle body is not returning to its parked position or its idle position properly. It's taking too long to get there. Usually what happens is it's a bad throttle body. I've never seen it be anything else. But I'm going to go through and we're going to test a few things. I'm going to go basically follow what it's telling me for the flow chart for testing. So let me look that stuff up. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to take the air box assembly off. So here we are under the hood. I'm going to take this stuff off. It's just, bleh, can't even speak English. It's got that clamp right there with the 8mm head, and it has another one, which is right down here. See that right there? And then this whole thing pops off. So let me get this apart. And then we're going to go do some testing on the connector and stuff like that. Like I said, I guarantee you that's what it is, just because I've seen so many of these darn things go bad over time. And a local parts store has the AC Delco one in stock. So that tells you something. All right, let me get this apart and then let's see what the test actually entails. Now, one thing they want you to check is the idle airflow compensation. And it says if it's over 90%, then clean the throttle body. So let's check that out and see what that says. Basically what that is because this doesn't have an idle air control valve, it uses the throttle body to control idle. And like I said, that code is because the throttle blade didn't go back to its park position fast enough. Usually because the motors are hanging up. So here I pulled it up, it's highlighted there. See that idle airflow, and it's at 39%. But let's start it and see if it changes. Yeah, sitting at 39. Alright, so I'm thinking that's not the problem. So let me continue on with the looking through the diagnostic flow chart and see what it says. So what the test had me do was clear the codes. It wants me to let it sit for 2 minutes, turn the key on, and go see if TAC motor, throttle actuator control, see if TAC motor is enabled. So let's do that. It's been sitting for 2 minutes. I did clear the code. So here we go. Key is on. I'll go to engine data. Actually, no, we're not going to go to engine data. We're going to go to TAC data. And I know it's somewhere about halfway down the screen. TAC motor enabled. Okay, so now what it wants you to do is go back and see, is the code set? And the code is set. Okay, so now I'm going to read it again, but I believe it tells you to manually manipulate the throttle blade with the key on. I want to verify that's exactly what it says. So I want to do exactly what it says. And they want you to feel for any binding with the key on. And it's a good thing I actually read that because it says no, key off. So I already have the air box partially disconnected because I had it off before. Let me just get this off here. Okay, so now it wants you to feel the throttle blade. Oh yeah, oh, it's jamming. It's jamming. Yeah, it's jamming. I could feel it right there. I can feel a bind right there, and then all of a sudden it goes to springing in. It's fine. So there's the issue, right? Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, something's jamming up in the throttle body. All right, it's pretty clear cut. That's what it is. That's what I thought it was going to be. But I figure I'll go through the test as they tell you to do. And so basically, I have a new one on its way already because I knew that's what the problem was going to be. But I figured I'd show you how to actually test it. So once that gets here, I'll put that on, and we'll go from there. So now these things are pretty darn simple. You just push the lock back, disconnect it. Then you got the 4 screws. Oops, would hope I got the right size socket now, wouldn't it? Hold on. Alright, it's a 10 millimeter. I had an 8 millimeter on the gun. And as you can see, they're not super tight. You can see little dirt dauber nests on there. Ow. I hate when I peel a nail back. So there it is. Really nothing to it. Pretty simple. You see the inside of the intake. Let me get a rag, stuff it down the hole, and then wait for the throttle body to get here. This thing should not be like that. Not at all. Alright, let's wait. And there's a new throttle body, new gasket. Let's take this off of here. Gasket just lays in place here, not a big deal. The throttle body does not come with a gasket. You have to get that separately. So that's in place. Now it's pretty simple. Lay that in place. And usually what I do is I just push the screws in to help center it and turn them just slightly. That's all. Not a big deal. You know, you don't have to go bananas tightening it. It's tight enough. Hook your connector back up. Make sure it's locked in place. Push the lock in place. There, now you see the new blade. See how it pops back? See that? And there, this one, it actually gets stuck. See that? So there you know, that's the issue. Alright, so let's get the airbox nut back in place, and then let's clear the codes and make sure it doesn't reset. That's all together. Clamps are tight. Let's go inside and let's see what we got. Oops, I got a glare. Apologize for that. Let me shut the light off. Okay. So now, I don't know if I might have to do a tack relearn. That's possible. Let's see. Let's back out of this. Okay, no codes. That's good because the code was coming back immediately before. But let's see. Sometimes you got to relearn the thing. Functional tests. Throttle suite. There we go. Set port TPS. Ignition on, engine off. Ignition is on, engine is off. Continue. Select continue to proceed with tests. Select forward, continue, or back up is abort. Okay, so continue. Not quite sure if it wants me to sweep it. I just hit the pedal to the floor. Let it up. I am not quite sure if that's done. I just heard something happen. I hit exit. Good question. I think it's done. Let's go to codes. It didn't really explain a whole heck of a lot. Let's start it up. No codes. Alright. So I'm good with that. I got a heck of a glare coming off the car in front of me. I'm good with that. I'm going to road test this, and let's make sure everything's good. So the road test went fine. Everything went good. It runs great. The throttle response is actually a little bit better too. So let's just double check, make sure we have no codes. So there we go. I think I got to clean the lens on my camera here. No codes. Okay, I'm good with that. All right. So I mean, that's a reasonably simple fix. I mean, you can do that in your driveway, no issue. It's not that difficult. So, all right. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Tell your friends too to subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And if you notice at the bottom of my videos in the description, I have links to Amazon products, basically tools and stuff like that that I use. It's got that other scanner in there that I use, and I don't get anything for it. I just, the clicks help. I don't have an Amazon store or anything like that, but it just helps traffic. That's all. So I'm not asking you to buy anything, like I said. So anyway, that's it. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.